Hey, so let's talk about something really important for a lot of travelers. Going between India and Germany is super common, right? And so is bringing back some gorgeous gold jewelry. But here's the thing. What seems totally normal can turn into a huge, expensive headache at the airport. So we're going to break down all the customs rules for you so you can travel without any of that stress. So picture this. You're planning your trip. You're thinking, hey, maybe I'll buy some new gold in India. Or maybe you just want to bring back some precious family heirlooms. It's a wonderful thought, but you've got to know the rules before you even get on that plane. And this is exactly why this is so critical. We are not talking about a little fine here. A simple mistake, a misunderstanding at German customs, could literally cost you thousands of euros. And in the worst case scenario, they could take your jewelry. For good. The stakes are incredibly high. So let's start there. Let's look at exactly what you're trying to avoid. What actually happens if you get this wrong and don't declare properly? Okay, so if you decide to just walk through that green nothing to declare channel with gold that's over the legal limit, well, the German customs officials, the Zoll, they take that very, very seriously. You're looking at some massive fines that can be way more than what the gold is even worth. They have the power to just seize your items right then and there. And yeah, it can even spiral into real legal trouble. Trust me, it is just not worth taking that chance. All right, enough with the scary stuff. How do you do this the right way? Let's just walk through the whole journey, step by step, starting with the first part of your trip, leaving Germany and heading to India. The good news is, leaving Germany with your own personal jewelry is usually pretty simple. You don't have to declare the gold you're already wearing or carrying. But, and this is a huge but, this is the exact moment you need to start thinking about your trip back. The key is proving you own this jewelry before you ever left Germany. So what does proof even mean? Well, the absolute best thing you can have is the original invoice from when you bought it. If you don't have that, don't panic. Start gathering some dated photos of yourself wearing the jewelry, and make sure they're clearly from before this specific trip. The whole point is to have undeniable proof that these are just your personal belongings that you're bringing back home. All right, now for the most important part of this whole thing. Flying back from India and landing in Germany with gold. This is where the rules get really strict. And honestly, it's where most people get into trouble. I want you to burn this number into your brain, 430 euros. This is probably the single most important figure for anyone flying into Germany from outside the EU. So what is this 430 euros? It's your personal duty-free allowance. If the grand total of everything you bought outside the EU, and yes, that includes any new gold, is under 430 euros, you're good. You can breeze right through the green channel. But if the value is even €1 over, you are legally required to declare it, all of it. So let's say your new gold is worth €1,000. You absolutely must go to the red channel, the one for goods to declare. And look, don't be nervous about this. It sounds intimidating, but it's just a normal process. You'll just show the jewelry and its invoice to the customs officer, along with your passport and your German residence permit. It's just an administrative step. They're not accusing you of anything. And here's where we get into the math of what happens next. You're going to have to pay taxes. So on that €1,000 piece of jewelry, first, they'll add an import duty, which is about 2.5%. Then you pay Germany's 19% value-added tax, or VAT, on that new total. So all in, your €1,000 jewelry actually costs you almost €1,220 to bring into the country. Yeah, it's a real cost, but it's so much cheaper than the fines you'd face otherwise. Okay, this is the question I hear all the time. What about the jewelry you took from Germany in the first place? The stuff you were already wearing? Do you have to pay taxes on that all over again? And the answer is no, you don't if you can prove it. See, this is why that prep work we talked about before you left is so important. When you're in the red channel declaring your new stuff, you can also show them the proof for your old jewelry, those invoices, those dated photos. This proves they're what's called returned goods, and they're totally exempt from any new taxes. It makes the whole process so much smoother. Whew, okay, I know that was a ton of information. So let's just boil it all down into a really simple smart traveler's checklist you can keep in mind for your next trip. Here it is, your key takeaways. First, for anything new you buy, get that invoice and keep it safe. Second, for the jewelry you already own, have that proof of ownership with you. Third, know that €430 limit like the back of your hand. Never, ever risk trying to hide gold to avoid the taxes. And finally, the golden rule. If you have even the slightest doubt about anything,
just go to the red channel. It is always, always the safer and smarter choice. So really, here's the bottom line. Traveling with gold doesn't have to be some scary, complicated thing. It all comes down to being prepared and being honest. The German customs system is strict for sure, but it's also predictable. If you follow the rules, you protect yourself and you protect your valuables. So the next time you're at the airport, just remember this one simple thing. When in doubt, declare.